What's up, guys? It's the MD Investor back again, hitting you with another video. Here on vacation in Cozumel, Mexico, and I figure let's talk a little finance while we're here. So, a lot of times when it comes to investing in rental properties, the problem sometimes come up as to where to find the down payment money. Where to find the money for the down payment, right? That's a common question that real estate investors have. So we're gonna hit a couple of potential sources for finding the money for the down payment for rental properties. If this is your first time, welcome. If this is your second or third time, whatever, you're a regular member, welcome back. So this is a channel where we talk about passive income, talk about debt, we talk about investing, basically educating ourselves so we can break the cycle of generational poverty. So let's talk about potential sources for finding the down payment for a rental property. As you know, most of the time when you're going to buy a rental property, you're basically going to need 25%. Most lenders will say 25% is basically what they require as a down payment, right? So to make the numbers simple, you're going to buy a property for $100,000, right? You're going to have to put down 25%. 25% of $100,000 is $25,000, and then you'll get a mortgage for the rest, the other 75%. Okay, so number one, you can use your savings, right? You have savings, you've been saving for a rainy day, and you say, you know what, it's an opportunity for me to use this savings to grow my wealth, right? So whether it's, we're talking about cash, right? So whether it's a savings account, whether it's CDs, money market fund, any type of cash instruments could be a source for you to find money for your rental property. So savings. Where else can we find money for a rental property down payment? Well, we can borrow, right? You have family, you have friends. If you're able to go to them and say, hey, opportunity came up, I'm a little short, I don't have enough money, and they're willing and they're okay with giving you a loan, that's something that you can do, right? So they're giving you, again, let's use the example, a $100,000 property, you need $25,000, you only have 10, and you're able to get a couple of family members to pitch it and give you the remainder at a very affordable interest rate, or maybe even a gift they'll give you, okay? So that's another way that we can potentially get money for down payment. Okay, where else can we potentially get money for a down payment? A lot of us have retirement funds, right? If you have a 401k, you're able to access $50,000 or 50% of the value. Okay? So let me repeat that. If you have a 401k from your job, you're able to access 50% of the value up to $50,000. Of course, you have to pay it back, but guess what? You're going to pay back yourself. So that's a potential way of getting money for a rental property. Okay, I think we're at number 4, I believe. I might have lost count. Where else can we access money? If you have an IRA. If you have an IRA, you are able to access some of the money. Obviously, if you're younger than 59, there's going to be potential tax penalties, right? right? Because if you don't meet any of the exemptions where you're able to access the money before 59, you're going to have to pay ordinary income tax. But if an opportunity comes up and you have an IRA available, you can get access to that money and use that for a down payment. There is something called a 60-day rule, where whatever the amount you have 60 days to put back some of the money that say you didn't use, penalty free. So say, for example, you have a property that came up for $100,000, you need $25,000. You tap your retirement IRA, right? Because you need 25%, now you need $25,000. And you say you took out $40,000 out of your IRA. And you put $25,000 for the down payment for the rental property. But the other $15,000, you figure I didn't really need it. You have 60 days to put that money back, and then you won't be taxed on that. Say, for example, you put back the other $15,000 you didn't use, you won't be taxed on that. You'd only be taxed on the $25,000. So you kind of got to weigh the pros and the cons about the benefit of having this rental property versus the taxes that you have to pay on that $25,000 that you access early because you're not 59 and a half. Okay, where else can we access potential money for a down payment for a rental property? So we went over cash or cash instruments, whether it's a CD or a savings account or a money market fund. We said loans from family or gifts. And let's add that maybe even a personal loan. Maybe your personal loan is something you could add to it, right? Number 3, I believe we said retirement account, okay? Whether it's a 401k or IRA. Let's say number 4, you can potentially access your home equity. This is a great strategy, right? So you own a home, right? And you have equity in your home, right? Let's say you own a home and your home is valued at $500,000, and you have $200,000 worth of equity, and you owe the bank $300,000. That $200,000 equity in your house, you're able to get a second mortgage, what they call a home equity line of credit, and most banks, most lenders will loan you 70 to maybe 80% loan to value, what they call LTV, loan to value. So 70% of whatever equity you have in your home, they will loan that to you as a second mortgage. What's the benefit of that? Well, the benefit of that is normally the equity in your home is really no good to you, right? Your house is valued at $500,000. Your equity is $200,000. What good is that to you? Really nothing. Because until you sell your house, you don't have access to the equity, right? Until you sell your house, you don't have access to that equity. But with the home equity line of credit, you have access to that equity, correct? So that $200,000, they're going to loan you 70% loan to value. So on a $200,000 equity, they'll give you a loan or HELOC for $140,000. That $140,000, they will charge you really nothing until you use it. So it's like a credit card, right? So you have $140,000 there sitting there, available to you. It's really as good as cash, because you access that, you can write a check to whatever, and it's good as cash. If you don't buy anything, they don't charge you anything. It's like a credit card, right? Credit card sitting in your pocket all day, and you don't get charged interest until you start buying stuff. So, in that fictional property that we were talking about, at a $100,000, that $25,000 you can get from your HELOC, right? You take $25,000 from your HELOC, you access that, you have that money you have it for whatever, you have it for the down payment, for the closing, and you're then able to make that equity in your house work for you, because otherwise the equity in your house is really not doing anything for you, right? But this is the way to really make it work for you. So I think we're at number 4 or 5, I believe. Lost track. So those are some potential ways to get money, guys, because a lot of times that is, the deal may come up, you may say, that's a great idea, the numbers look good, but I don't have any money. Even if you have like stocks, if you have stock, you may say, you know what, I'm going to liquidate or sell these shares and take the money and use it for this property. Another option for a down payment for a house also is it's called margin, basically. Sometimes some brokerage will do like, they'll give you a loan based on the equity you have of your stock portfolio. I know M1 does it. A lot of other brokers will do it. So say, for example, I know with M1, they will give you a margin loan of 30% of the value of your stock portfolio. To make the numbers easy, if you have a $100,000 stock portfolio in M1, they will, I think it's 30, maybe 35%. They will loan you 35% of that. So if you have a portfolio of $100,000, they will loan you $35,000. And the interest rate is, are you ready for this? 2%. 2%. Right? Where else are you gonna get money that cheap? Not many places. So you will take that loan out on, the collateral is gonna be your portfolio, your stock portfolio. You're gonna take that loan out, and you're only being charged 2%. That's cheap money. That is very, very cheap money. Just giving you a shot here at the beach. That's a very, very cheap money. Now you take that cheap money and you go invest in something, and whatever return you're getting, I'm sure it's gonna be better than 2%. You pay them their money, and the rest is gravy, right? That's what they call interest arbitrage, right? Interest arbitrage. You are borrowing money at a very low interest, and you're making money much higher. That difference, that spread, is what you're making, okay? So that's why, even though sometimes they say all debt is bad, not all debt is bad. If you're taking out debt to invest in something, that's gonna make you more money at a higher interest rate than the debt you're borrowing. That's smart debt, right? I borrowed money for 2%, and I invested, and I'm making 10%. So the difference is I'm making 8% using OPM, other people's money. So just a quick video, guys, from MD Investor. When opportunities come up, the question always ask, where am I going to get the money for the down payment? And like I said, we're just one of a bunch of ideas, okay? So cash, CDs, money markets, loans from family or friends, gifts, 401k loan, SEP IRA. Don't forget about the 60-day period where we have 60 days to put the money back, whatever we didn't use, and without any penalties. HELOC, home equity line of credit, is a powerful way to gain access to the equity in your home that is just sitting there. And also the margin loan from your brokerage account. So a couple of powerful ideas, guys, for you to get access to money for your real estate deals. Again, guys, MD Investor, trying to educate yourself so we can finally break the cycle of generational poverty. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead. Would appreciate that subscription. Hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when new videos come out. Until then, guys, make your money work for you, and I'll see you on the next one.